Now, if you're thinking to yourself, over $1,000 a month to drive all these dream cars, that sounds like something I need to start now. Beware. If you want to make money driving Lambos, Porsches, GT500s, you've come to the right place. I'm going to be fully transparent with you and tell you exactly how I got started and how much money I make off YouTube. And spoiler alert, it's actually more than you think for how many subscribers I have. So ever since I got this car, I have always dreamed of even touching a Mustang GT or anything with a V8 in it. And since then, we have driven cars that I never thought I would touch in my entire life. And this all happened in the span of just 6 months. Here's how it all started. So one day I was watching a video just like this one, and I said to myself, I need to do something with my life. All my time's being wasted sitting in my room or doing nothing when I'm not at work. So I had to start something like this. And I asked myself, how am I going to get these cars? I don't have family members or friends that have Lambos and all these cool cars. The only person I know with a cool car is my brother with a Corvette Z06, but you can't just keep reviewing a Corvette Z06. Plus, he wouldn't even let me drive that thing until he saw me really expanded my knowledge of cars and driving cars that are worth more than his. So I didn't have the balls to just walk into a dealership and say, hey, I have 0 subscribers, but I can make a good review. Can you give me your car? They're going to say no matter what kind of spiel or pitch you give them. So I heard of this app named Turo, and so I started off my entire channel simply renting cars. Each video you saw at the beginning costed me around $200. Not a really good time, but I did believe in the process. And I'll tell you right now, if you're even half as much of a car enthusiast as me, what do you have to lose by starting something like this? The only thing you're gonna lose is money, but you gain the experience of driving cars you probably never thought you would own or touch in your entire life. So this, to me, even if this failed completely, I would say it was worth every single penny. The first car I ever reviewed on this channel was this one right here, because this is all I had access to. And after about 2 or 3 Turo rentals, I said to myself, I think these reviews look pretty good. Let's start getting discounts. I can't keep paying full price for Turo rentals. It's very expensive. So I started reaching out to rental companies and saying, I will shout out your rental company in the video if you give me this car for half price or less. And so I actually got people. The first one ever was Blue Ridge Rides in Asheville. Then once I moved out of Greenville, South Carolina and moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, I had to start reaching out to other people. The next one was H&H Rentals. And in between there, I did do some Turo rentals because again, it's very hard to convince people to actually give you their car or a rental company when all they want is money, but you have to explain to them, how are you going to provide any value to them? If you don't tell them how you're going to do that, they don't care about you. They care about themselves. They have a business to run. So that's one of the hardest barriers to get over. They might be saying, what did you say? I just told them why they should do it, how they could get more customers. Did they actually? I don't know. But either way, thousands of people saw their business, and so in some way it helped them. And right around that time, about 3 months ago, my channel got monetized and I started making money. Guess how much I made in the first 2 days? Cents. That right there almost made me quit. I stayed up almost all night thinking to myself, I am such a failure. I put all this work in and I made, what, 80 cents? It's because the ads weren't actually playing on the videos. That was just YouTube Premium. More on that in a second. But either way, just stick with something if you start it, and you're going to see why in a second. After that, I said to myself, I cannot keep paying money to drive these cars. That's when I actually grew the balls to start walking into dealerships and saying, hey, this is how many subscribers I had. I was very comfortable doing that when I hit around 5,000 subscribers, because that's a decent number, a decent mark to actually give somebody marketing value. I would present to them in person, show them the videos, show them the value I could provide, and actually it works over half the time. They will give me any car that I ask for. Mustang GT, Shelby GT500, anything. But once you start a business, whether it's car reviews or literally anything else, you'll figure out the biggest problem and headache is dealing with people. It is very hard to get people to respond, to keep wanting you to come by. Sometimes that you have to reconvince them of the value you're providing, and sometimes they'll just go ghost and you'll never hear from them again, so you have to make new connections. That's why you don't really want to just put all your peas in one pot with one dealership or one rental company. So about 2 months ago is when I just started dialing, walking into places, nonstop, making as many new connections as I possibly could. And I put myself in a pretty good position. However, it's still very difficult to maintain relationships and convince people to give you their showroom floor car. Because, well, that's what truly motivates me to make videos, is reviewing cool, nice cars. I don't want to give you guys a 2020 Honda Civic base model review. But I will will say at this point, I have driven every car I've ever dreamed of even sitting in. And so sometimes doing more moderate economy cars is actually kind of fun. That may sound very weird to you. But recently I have hit an absolute milestone in this business and in my own life. I got 2 Lamborghinis to review. A Lamborghini Huracan, that one goes for $1,400 a day. And I got him to give it to me for $100 for a few hours. And the Lamborghini Urus you saw on this channel was completely free. That, I would have paid $500 to drive a Lamborghini Huracan, not gonna lie, but I do like the negotiation side of things and staying smart. Now you may be thinking, so you're still paying for these cars? How are you making the money? Well, very rarely do I ever pay even a cent to review a car anymore, but sometimes I do if it's really that special of a car. Let's now talk earnings and money. So if we just look at one of the past months, a 30-day span, you can see here I have made over $1,000 in a month. That's the combination of long-form videos and YouTube Shorts. And long-form videos, just by the way, earn a lot more money and are way more consistent in the long run. At the start of this channel, yes, I was losing money. I had to buy a GoPro. I had to buy a DJI camera to get the rolling shots. I'd even hire people, random people, walk up to them on the street and ask them, can I give you $20 for 5 minutes of your time just to get some rolling shots of the car? This was basically a cold calling job, and it brought me so far out of my comfort zone. I do not like walking up to strangers. I'm not a big extrovert. And so this is something that I think really helped me grow as a person. So it's more than just the money. It's more than just driving the cars. It's also just taking on a new challenge. And so at this stage of the YouTube journey, I am actually profiting because my only expenses at this point are really just gas, driving to where I need to go, or if I'm in the car for a long time that somebody gives me, I will fill it up. But generally, they don't even want that. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, over $1,000 a month to drive all these dream cars, that sounds like something I need to start now. Beware, this is an extremely competitive niche. There are probably 100 different channels you can go to visit and see car reviews. Why would somebody choose you? Why would somebody choose me? It's tough. Oh, and did I mention that you have to understand video editing? How about graphic design? How about presenting? How about every single spec of the car? And if you get something wrong about the spec of the car, you're gonna get absolutely roasted in the comments. And if you upload YouTube Shorts, you're gonna get roasted no matter what. So from the beginning of this channel to where I am right now, if you considered all of the hours, the anxiety, the lost sleep, the thought that went into this, it's absolutely not worth the money. But at the end of the day, it's something that takes time to build up, and also, who cares? It's so much fun and it gets you out of your comfort zone. And that kind of matters more than the money. And at the end of the day, the concept of even getting paid a penny to drive a Lamborghini is absolutely insane. So even if this was completely for free, don't care, probably would still do it. Now let's take a second to talk about you, because you are probably in a far better position to start a channel like this than me. I did start a business on the side to save up money to invest into this channel, but I didn't know anybody that would give me a car. I had zero connections of rich people. So if you know anybody that has a cool car, you're already in a better spot than most people that start something like this. And eventually you show other people your work. I would show dealerships and rental companies your work, not viewers, because very rarely will people reach out to you, except one person did. Maverick, if you're watching this, shout out to you, man. But if you actually want to be out driving the car, putting miles on it, wear and tear, at risk of being crashed, at the start, you're going to have to put some level of investment into the channel, whether it's camera equipment, whether it's actually renting a car to be able to drive it. All in all, would I recommend this? If you're a car person, 100% yes. Because even though I have in total lost money on this channel, don't care, it has been so much fun. And little spoiler alert, if you've made it to this part, I am actually considering buying something. I'm debating starting a rental company myself because I've had so much interaction and experience with other people who rent their cars out. I don't want to say what it is yet, but I might do it, and it's going to be a very special car if I do. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. We'll see what happens next, but if I get this car, I'm so excited to make a lot of videos on it. Reach out in the comments if you have any questions at all about starting something like this, because I'm more than happy to address that for you. Earnings, who to reach out to, is Turo a good platform, things to look out for? I'm happy to talk about that with you guys. So appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.